the inverse of obviously Piers Morgan interviewing somebody like Daniela Weiss, who represents the Zionist Jewish contingent. You have somebody who, very much like Jen, is somebody who grew up in a Zionist environment and did not succumb to those pressures. And that, of course, is Jacob Berger, who is on the new or the second version of the Freedom Flotilla. And he was interviewed by Piers Morgan.
Kidnapped. And it's insulting to hostages who were kidnapped to say she was kidnapped.
With weapons drawn. They came with weapons drawn, Piers. Okay, maybe you don't believe it to be so, but lawyers and international advocates would disagree with you.
You feel comfortable using the word kidnap, knowing what happened to so many
Absolutely.
hostages?
The same way I wouldn't use the terms hostages for who's left in Gaza. They're all POWs at this point.
Right.
They're all soldiers in there.
Okay. When do you hope to get to Gaza?
Right now, we're having a pit stop here in Gallipoli, Italy. We'll be leaving out on Friday. It should take about a week for us to sail to Gaza. We're going to keep, keep the attention of the world on what we're doing. And so about a week, 8 days or so, assuming we don't get intercepted by Israel.
Well, what do you think, Jen? You think they get intercepted as well?
One way or another, yes. I do think it is going to happen. And I think they know it's going to happen. One way or another, it will happen. But it's still a matter of principle. But this is the kind of thing where when I look at that Hague group having their meeting, and I look at the Freedom Flotilla, that is what we need to see more of. Because in the same way that Israel does not have the resources to be taking out and bombing multiple ships at the same time from multiple countries. They're just not going to do that. And I don't think we will either. It's just it's taking their resources. It's making them have to spend their resources. And they are spread very thin right now. So I do appreciate that. Exactly. So them having to sit there and waste their time and energy overseeing hovering the drones over and all that they do to basically intercept them is them having to expend resources. And that is the one thing that we know right now is that Israel is very short on resources. They're spread very thin, which is why Netanyahu came here begging for money again.
How about the Zios that show up in our comment sections on our clips telling us that the Israel economy is doing great because the stock market is doing well? There are people that still buy that shit.
The Israel economy is in the toilet, and it's going to continue to be in the toilet. And I actually don't see it getting back out of the toilet. Because even if they get somewhat of a military success in Syria, or they're even able to calm things down enough to where they could build some more settlements without, further intrusion. Let's say they can do that. Nobody wants to do business with them. Businesses don't want to start there. The amount of tech companies that pulled the plug on contracts and potential business arrangements that they had put in order and put in place prior to what's going on right now, the amount of companies that won't even do business and they won't let their ships go do business because it's not worth it to them to have to go all the way around Africa to get to Israel.
Saul is right. The other thing you also have to keep in mind when they say, oh, look, the stock market's doing good in Israel. Well, who do you think is responsible for that? How much money do we pump into their economy and make it look like they're actually doing well? That's the dirty little secret.
Okay, well, Jacob Berger, I wish you safe travel. I hope nothing untoward happens to you guys. Like I said,
we had a whole. That's all. That's it.
I don't think you're going to make a shred of difference to what's happening in Gaza whatsoever. No.
Well, Piers, honestly, I don't know why you totally shifted your tone here. You were being very critical of Danielle, and now you're acting like a Zionist with me.
No, I'm not a Zionist, and I'm not.
It's despicable the way that it's despicable the way that you went after Greta, who has more courage and more honesty in her heart than you will ever have.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either, but that's fine. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
No, it's actually a very honest opinion because
it's pretty valid. It's a valid point as seen as evidenced by behavior.
You see, the problem with such a British snoot like Piers Morgan,
I want to punch him.
Comes off like such a dick, is that he could easily say, "Listen, your methods are not the ones that I would personally employ, but if you think this is what's going to help the Palestinian
You
people,
make him sound a lot nicer. He sounds much more snively than that. But Jacob's right. Like, he definitely was not allowing Daniela to be a psychopath without calling it out. Okay. Like, he definitely was at least being on the side of humanity to some extent, right there. And now he's just being a total cuck.
yeah, no, there is no question that that's what he's doing. And so as a result, he is setting himself up for, once again, what a lot of people have said, whether it's Zainab or a whole bunch of other supporters that we have in the chat, that they don't like Piers, and I don't blame them.
Ew,
because
who likes him?
Well, Noah's right. Piers just goes where the money is. He's just immoral. He's not a Zionist. I agree.
Disgusting.
You tell Rabbi Shmuley that he'll burn in hell as well, because obviously he's a shame to Jews, him and Danielle.
Okay.
And free Palestine. All right. Nice to see you, Piers.
I love him so.
How could you not?
I actually caught on one of the clips on Instagram, because I follow him and I follow some other people that follow other people on the Freedom Flotilla. And somewhere on Instagram, I saw somebody uploaded the video from the flotilla of somebody took of them videoing Jacob give the interview to Piers Morgan from like down below, from like a lower level, and you see him up there talking to Piers. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, look, anytime that we can have somebody that is a flag bearer of our message and our mission have presence on a sizable platform, that's a bonus.
I agree. And that's why I think Jacob is one of the best, and hopefully we will be able to get him on the channel.
We've been trying, guys, but the truth is, as you can see, he's been very busy, and he's also been traveling a lot.
He is the real deal, just like Blakely, just like a lot of others. They've
been inspired. This is now their mission.
Yeah, well, JG, we're not going to argue. Piers is a shit-stirring clown, conflict pimp.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. We want to both highlight and make people aware of the psychotic nature of Zios when you see interviews with people like Daniela Weiss. And we want to also highlight people like Jacob Berger, and make sure that they're getting the publicity and the platform. So it's like, if Piers is going to talk to those people, then we'll play it.